today's event. And we are here for a validation meeting of the study, which we've done, reviewing laws and policies and plans and the data and statistics on violence against women and girls, SGBV harmful practices, and issues surrounding the enjoyment of sexual and reproductive health and rights of women and girls in the FCT. And linking it up with the budgets, the resources which have been put down to implement them, because laws and policies are quite beautiful, but if there are no resources put down, adequate resources to make sure they're implemented, they will gather dust on the shelves. And this is being done under the Spotlight Initiative. As you can see, the big picture, which is a vision, is a Nigeria where all women and girls, particularly the most vulnerable, live a life free from violence and harmful practices. I'm more or less talking about human dignity, which is one of the key provisions of our fundamental rights chapter. How do we enhance the enjoyment of these fundamental rights and the human dignity of women and girls? So, the project is going on in 6 states. FCT is representing the North Central. Work is going on in Adamawa State for the Northeast, in the Northwest in Sokoto, in Cross River for the South-South, in Lagos for the Southwest, and in Ebonyi State for the Southeast. We just came back from Ebonyi on Monday. On Monday we were doing the validation for Ebonyi. Last week we were in Lagos and in Adamawa for the same validation. Different consultants worked to look at the laws, policies, and the budgets. So, beautiful laws we have on paper. Of course, at the federal level, we have the VAWG Act. Nigeria is a signatory to a plethora of treaties and standards. We have the National Gender Policy. We have the Child Rights Act. We've just got as many beautiful policies as possible. But how are we performing in terms of translating the vision of these policies and laws into actualities, into what people can feel and enjoy? Because at the end of the day, you have what I usually call a plan, policy, budget continuum. Once you miss this continuum, you are not likely going to be able to enforce a lot of rights. Those who are supposed to be duty bearers can decide to abdicate their duties and nobody will remind them. And those who are supposed to be beneficiaries, those who hold these rights, may not be in a position to claim them. And so that's the beauty of talking about, have we allocated or used the maximum of available resources for either the immediate or progressive realization of these rights? Because some of them are things you need to claim immediately. Some of these things are also rights that you can put on the progressive radar. As more resources come, as the state develops further its capacity, then you begin to talk about improved enjoyment of these rights. So, how much have we really placed for the fulfillment of these rights? In Nigeria, we have a budgeting system where sometimes what is in appropriation is different from what gets released. And when you hear the word release, it may conjure up in your mind that money is already available somewhere in the bank. Releases, I understand, are made paperwork. What gets released may not be the same as what gets cash back. And what gets cash back may not be the same at the end of the day with what gets utilized. So you have a whole range of, paperwork going on. So if we made appropriation, is it adequate? Even if it is adequate, did we release the money? If we release the money, was it properly utilized in a value for money manner, economy, efficiency, and effectiveness? If it was utilized efficiently, what are the gaps? How much more do we need to commit? And even when we talk about resources, are we thinking only of money? Because that's what happens in Nigeria. Time we talk of resources, everybody begins to think of naira, dollars, and pounds. So resources are far, far beyond the issue of naira and kobo. Information is a key resource. the human resource, for me, is even the biggest and the greatest, because it's the human resource that motivates and moves other resources to work. Because if you remove the human being, the qualified manpower, the qualified human beings, men and women, you are not going to get much out of it. Today, we are discussing coronavirus in Nigeria. The radio stations, the television stations, even your social media, is a very good resource to even spread information about life practices and what you need to do maybe to avoid disease A or B. It can also come in when you are discussing violence against women and girls. It can also come in when you are discussing gender-based violence. So, resources may not necessarily be about the Naira and Kobo in the budget. It's beyond that. So, the challenge is that we want to see where the gaps lie. And we want to see what exactly can be done to plug these gaps, to suppress the mischief in the system while advancing the remedies. So once more, I want to welcome you on behalf of the Center for Social Justice. I don't know whether somebody who could talk for UNDP has arrived. Are you from UNDP?
Yes, but maybe you're from UNDP.
Sorry?